global and economic news. Mondays is Monday Night Madness. Tuesday, Blues Swing Speaks. Wednesdays, World of Finance and Cultural Excellence. Thursday, Soul to Soul. Sit down with the latest songbird, Jenda Harris, at 6 p.m. And at 8, Mad Mike and Wild Will Coast to Coast. Fridays, all day music. Saturday, the Studio W Sports page, EAW Ministries. On Sundays, we have Hope is Alive and Sunday Night Go. Enjoy. Download that app, Studio W.
StudioWBuzz.com, your 24/7 source for fresh music, hot talk, and everything buzzing. Catch the buzz.
All right, catch the buzz. Studio W, Global Radio, guys. Lock it down. You can download that app. Go to your Apple App Store or Google Play Store and download Studio W. Available on the website. That's www.studiow.buzz. And welcome to the set. This is episode number 114 of Groove Swing Speaks. Got a very special show for you today. And we're going to welcome our two sisters here. Tanisha Holmes, how are you, darling?
I'm great. Hola.
Oh, hola, hola. And we've got our special guest, April Foxx. And Tanisha, I'd like for you to give her a proper introduction.
All right. Once again, April, hola, hola, hola. Welcome to the show. So let me introduce you, April Foxx. April Foxx was actually born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, proudly carries the spirit and culture of her city, finding ways to shine a light and a positive guidance or qualities. While attending the University of Memphis, she became a member of Swing 5 Swing Social Fellowship Incorporated in spring of 2001. And I'm going to try to pronounce this through the Etna, how you pronounce it? Etna undergrad chapter. Okay. Did I do okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. And became the founding member of the Mid-South graduate chapter. And actually back in April graduated from the University of Memphis also in 2003 and received a bachelor's degree in fine art with a concentration in graphic designs. Okay. Let me keep on going. How much time do I have, William? Just keep on going. Okay. For more than 20 years, April has worked in many creative roles, including stationery illustrator, print production, designer, graphic arts instructor, children's book illustrator, and creative director. In 2012, she became the co-founder of Kafani Press. Did you good on that? Kafani Press. Okay. With her sister, Ashley Foxx Davis. Together, they created a book and resources and professional development for diverse groups of kids in classrooms. They strive to inspire and love in reading through great books and educational resources. In 2024, they expanded their work by finding Kafani, am I saying it correctly? Kafani, which I think is a beautiful name, Kids, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Their mission is to engage in early readers through their transformative power of place-based book curriculum resources and educational experiences. April believes her purpose on earth is to use the God-given talent she has been blessed with. She embraces every opportunity to bring creativity to life. That's your bio, which is great too, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I may stumble over a couple of things too, but sorry.
That's okay. And welcome to the set, April. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Being here. I was I received a message from one of our panelists. That's my brother. He's a groove, Sergeant Clayton Brown, and he's having problems getting in. He says his computer's giving him some problems. And also, you guys that's on YouTube, oh my God, I got a message from YouTube that they are having issues. So hopefully you can check us out on LinkedIn or Facebook Live, and hopefully YouTube will resolve their issues shortly. But we're going on with the show. I wanted Sergeant Clayton Brown on, especially because he too is an illustrator. He's a graphic artist and a portrait artist. Yes, he's still trying. He just sent me a message just now. Oh my goodness. So anyway, we'll go on with the show. So April,
yes,
I understand that you got your degree in graphic design. Is that correct?
Yes. I started out a painting major, and I had a teacher talking to a student, And I was nearby, and I overheard him say that you won't get a job as a painter. And I'm thinking, I'm a painting major. Maybe I should think about this too. And so I decided to take some graphic design classes the following semester. And I mean, it was just, that was it for me. I really enjoyed those classes and saw a career path for me. And I thought I can always paint, and I still do paint. So I picked up just another set of skills, and I've just been doing it ever since.
So you say you started off as a painter, or what, an illustrator? I'm not an illustrator, but a portrait artist. Did you start off that way?
I had done some portraits, but really, when I got to college, I thought that I was going to really devote myself to painting. I been artistic my whole life, so I felt, and so I just was like, this is the career path for me. I want to lock
Mm.
in, develop these painting skills, and go from there. But I hadn't even gotten that far as a freshman. I was just taking introductory classes, so I hadn't even gotten to the painting classes yet. Um, but I decided to switch to graphic design, and
Mm.
still think maybe I would like to take some painting classes though,
Mhm.
because I do
And at
still
what
paint.
age did you? Oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go on, continue,
No,
please.
I was saying I do still paint. I do still when I have the
That's,
chance, that's one of my favorite things.
mhm, mhm. So when did you discover, or who discovered you, and at what age?
So I took my first art classes when I was in kindergarten. This is a story I've told before. Took art classes. There was a art contest, and I won first place. And so that kind of started. I was like, I have just always been into like art supplies and drawing and painting and all those types of things. And I'm talented. I like I said, like in the bio, I feel like it's a God given talent. So I have used it, um, from a little girl till now.
Art is it holds near and dear to my heart. I'm a musician. What I used to be anyway. I haven't played in a while. But
Mhm.
anyway, there's a special talent in being able to draw and illustrate. What you're feeling on the inside.
Yes.
Wow, that is a special gift there. I'm going to toss it over to Denisha. I'm sure she has several questions for you.
Okay.
So I was going to ask you a question about Memphis. Like, how did Memphis play a big role in your story? Like, how did it play a big role in your life as far as like your voice to be an illustrator for storybooks for children?
Well, so I'm hearing some feedback. Oh, I'm sorry. I never knew growing up what Memphis, like what people thought of Memphis from the outside. I mean, I
Mm,
just
Hmm.
know that
Hmm.
I love my city. And so as I
mm.
grew up and I got older, I realized, it kind of has um I mean, it just has a stigma. It has a reputation, and sometimes that's not always a good thing. And so when it comes to the art that I do, and then the work that my sister does writing, um, we want to focus on the youth and helping them to learn how to read, because that skill helps them in school. And when you do better in school, your trajectory just goes off. And so that's kind of where we focus. We want to help Memphis in that way. We may not be able to tackle everything, but we can at least help with literacy.
So your sister's name is Ashley. Does she have any type of talent very similar to yours too as well?
Yes, and she she is very talented as an artist as well, but she's always been the wordsmith. She's always been the one writing. When we were girls, she would write plays, poetry, and so when we started the company, the it was her idea. She was teaching kindergarten, I believe, and she decided she wanted to write a children's book. And she approached me and said, "Would you illustrate it?" And I thought, I have never illustrated a book before. I don't know if I can do it, but we both worked very hard, and so that was 2012, and so we've just been going from that point on.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Hey, Tiffany.
And yeah, and welcome to the set, sister, your sister,
Yeah,
Tiffany Hilliard. Well, I'm surrounded by three swings tonight. Boy, I'm
yeah.
lucky. This is so cool.
Hola, Tiffany.
Hola.
Um,
Mhm.
so, yeah, Tiffany, do you have questions for April? And I'm not sure whether you had a chance to read her bio or not, but she is a children's book illustrator, graphic arts instructor. I'm going to ask you about that too. Creative director and print production designer. We're going to have to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I did read it. Which I'm like, anytime I meet someone that's, working in a similar field such as myself, I'm like, yeah, okay, and I can always gain some information, some knowledge, some, gems, as we say. I went to school for digital filmmaking, and so I too like to write and create stories as well, and looking for people to help, create pitch decks and stuff like that. But my question for you is, which I don't know if you've already answered this question or not. Um, did you always know that this is something that you wanted to do, or was it something that you kind of stumbled upon? How did you get into the graphic arts and like illustrating?
Right. I did mention that since I was in kindergarten when I took my first art class, that was it for me. I knew from that point on. I didn't know exactly what at that point. I just knew that
Mhm.
artist was going to be my life, like in some form or fashion. And then when I got to college, that's when I took my first graphic design class, and
Mhm.
I did an internship with the University of Memphis and as a graphic designer. Um, and so from there, I just kind of started, okay, I think that this is the path for me because I am able to use my skills as both a like fine artist, drawing, painting, all that kind of thing, and then also being able to go into these computer programs and do layout and design logos and things like that. So um,
Mhm.
it's been 20 plus years for me in this field, and um, I have a lot of jobs. I know in my bio I just have that's not even all of them. That's just some of them. So yeah.
Wow. I guess my other question would be is what has been your biggest challenge so far, or something that you learned as you started doing this, you said from 2012, like what is something that you come across and you was like, maybe, I don't know, maybe you even kind of question yourself a little bit if you came to that.
Yeah.
Have you come across something that kind of challenged you?
Yes, I would say that illustrating children's books, although I've done six at this point, six, yeah, and we'll be working on number seven. That's the hardest thing I've ever done in the field. It is it just takes a lot for me. Personally, I struggle sometimes drawing people, so characters in the book to look the same. They need to look the same. You don't need to flip the page and like, who is that? Like I had to really, really work hard, and one of them was based on a true story. And so I had pictures of um, the young lady who the book was about. I had pictures of her. I was constantly like looking and having to judge like facial features to get it right. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would say that that's the thing that I struggled with the most. Um, and then just learning the industry. I've been a graphic designer, so a lot of the times I've had jobs where somebody teaches me how to do things. But my sister and I branched out on our own to start the business. So there wasn't anybody just really like telling us how to do this. We
Mhm.
we were studying, we were looking online, we went to the library and got books so we could learn how to start the business side, the publishing side of creating children's books. Because the way that you can go about it is you can create the idea and like hand it off to a company or a publishing house. But we
Mhm.
decided we wanted to do it ourselves, and that I would also say was one of the hardest things was learning how to do that, learning how to talk with book printers and um, talk with and try to negotiate and try to get a certain book for a certain price and all those types of things that come with
Mhm.
running a business. So uh, I would say those are the things that have been the most difficult and challenging.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You
Hmm.
know, there's the business side and there's the creative side, and I can appreciate exactly what you're saying. What would you say? Say you have a young person or an older person that's motivated by what you say and what you do. What advice would you give them, and how do they get started, and so forth and so on?
We have a lot approach us about how we did it, and so one of our goals is to create a way that we can interact with people, I guess on a larger scale and share our story. But we do one-on-ones a lot where we talk with people and we guide step by step. But I would say the main thing would be to kind of like get your ideas in order, start jotting everything down, nailing down your ideas so that um, when you're ready to either write or illustrate, um, you have a kind of like the bones of what you're trying to do already together. So, for example, for someone who wants to be a writer, we say go ahead and start. Don't just do it. Like it's one of
That's
those
right.
things where you just start, just write. Then once you start getting to the point where you're ready to show it to somebody, have an editor look at it. So because the editor is going to go at it with some different set of eyes. They're going to look for grammatical errors and they're going to just try to make sure that everything's flowing correctly. And then after you get to that point, you might submit it to a publisher if you don't want to go the route of doing it yourself.
Hmm.
And so there's just different steps that you have to go through. Um, and we want to have a way. We share a lot on our website of how to go about things, but we want something that's a little bit more, um, like I said, where we can like interact, whether it's a um, not so much like a Zoom, but how like a presentation type of thing where we can talk with people and share the information that way. That's something that hopefully we can do in the future. We've talked about it many times, but we need to probably go ahead and do it.
I'm paraphrasing a little bit, and if I understand correctly, you can either do it independently, like doing it yourself, promote it yourself, or you can go to a publisher. What's the advantages of doing it either way? What's the advantage of going to a publisher, and what's the advantage of doing it yourself?
Okay, well, when you do it yourself, you do have more control. Um you have the opportunities to do it your way, basically. Um, when you get involved with another company, they will have a little bit more say so on how things are done, and
Mhm.
you'll get royalties or there's all kinds of things that you have to go through contracts and discussions about percentages and things like that. Whereas with you do it yourself, it's a lot of work. I always try to tell people like don't don't let me sugarcoat anything. Like I will tell you, it is a lot of work. It's rewarding, but it is a lot of work. And
Mhm.
so it just depends on what you want to handle. Some people just want to see their idea come to life. And
Mm,
so handing it off, that's fine. Ashley and I just had a different passion. We had a different goal. We really wanted to uh, show young people, not just in Memphis, but young African Americans, that you can do what we did.
mhm,
That they want to see a black writer, black author, a black illustrator. So that is one of the things that we had in mind. So when
mm,
we did it, we knew that we didn't want to just create something. We had more community ideas in mind.
mhm,
We have events, um, and we try to get kids involved in the process of learning how to write, learning how to put a book together, even illustrating for some of them who want to draw. So it just depends on whether you want to hand it off and just see it be created, or if you want to really be hands on and have a little bit more control.
You know, earlier you mentioned something about when you are illustrating, and let's say you have, let's say the book, how many pages generally in your children's books? What is it? Like maybe 10, 50, maybe 20 pages or so, or
It does vary. We've had some, I think maybe that are as low as 20, but then we've had some in the 40s,
okay.
because of the amount. Like we did a book for the Shelby County government, so Memphis is a part of Shelby County, and so we did A to Z book plus some extra pages. So you think every all the alphabet plus some more pages, and it ended up being I think in the 40s in terms of number of pages. So it does depend, but you do have to consider that when you're if you're creating a book, because the more pages, the more it's going to cost to print, especially if they're color.
Mhm,
So and children's books typically are full color.
mhm.
So something
The
to
reason
think
why
about.
I'm asking that because you mentioned something that I thought was fascinating earlier. Now, because say you have the same character throughout the book or on several pages in that book, and that say the character is on pages 1, 3, 5, and whatever it is, and that character has to look the exact same way
Mhm.
as it did on page one. That has to be a challenge there. How do you, man? I think that's
It is.
absolutely fascinating.
It really is. And as much as I say I'm talented, I do struggle with people, like drawing people. I can draw just about everything, but when it comes to people, it takes me a lot longer. And so that's where my sister comes in. She has a style of drawing people that, I mean, it's just become her signature style, and then has become the Kafani kids and Kafani press style of drawing. And so for some of the projects we worked together, where she has given me pencil drawings. She'll give me the pencil drawings of these characters, and then I take it and I go into my design programs and I digital line work and add the color and all of this. So that's something that has helped tremendously. Um, some of them, I think one of them I did on my own, where it was like painting the character and having to have it look the same throughout, and that was like where I really struggled. And I think so for some of our future digital projects, that's where she said, "Okay, I'm going to help you out," and she helped me out. And so that has become some of our. We've done about mm, 4 books together. So
Mhm.
on the books where we've done it together, there isn't a um, typically it'll say written by the author and illustrated by. We just put our names. We just put our names because we really work together. And so she's shared some of the illustration duties, and I've shared some of the writing.
Mhm. You know, it's kind of, I still say, like I said before, that's fascinating that you have two siblings that have similar talents, and both of you are artists, illustrators, and I think that is absolutely amazing. After you
Mhm.
finish a project, What do you say? And
Yes.
tell us about how do you feel after you finished that, completed that project?
Um, Sometimes it takes a minute to be able to just be like calm down because like it's a lot of work, it's a lot of moving parts to get these projects completed, and we've taken on contracts like the one with our Shelby County government, and so when I'm in it I don't really I'm not really seeing it for what it is, but once it's done and we've had the opportunity to like debut it to the public, and I can see all the pieces and see all the hard work, and I'm like, this is why we do what we do. It's like when we're in it, sometimes it is hard. I mean,
Right.
it's like I'm just like wondering when is this going to be ready? Like when will it stop? When will the edit stop coming in? And when will this and that? But by the end of it, and we can see it, like seeing the children hold the book and enjoy the book, that's I mean, like that's a reason that I will say, okay, I will do another one because I love to see the kids read the book and enjoy the book and be excited to see like when they see us, since Memphis is majority African American. So when we do events, they're majority African American, and when they see us, and you can see the wheels turning. Like I could do this too. If they can do it, I could do it, and that's another
Right.
key thing for us. Like to be able to be examples for them, and then we do a lot of
That's
work with
pretty cool.
teachers also.
That's pretty cool. And I could see you probably go through different emotions. Like I could hear in your voice that it can be exhilarating, but also exhausting after you
Hmm.
finish it. So you take a vacation. You take a vacation after you.
Yes, we do take breaks, and sometimes it's a long break. Like sometimes I will tell my sister, I'll say, I'm not going to be able to do another project for a couple months at least, just to kind of build back that desire to do it. Um, but but yes, we do have to take time off, take breaks, um, and learn how to um, I guess we've learned how to decide what we can take on because when we started this like I said in 2012, and so we were ready and taking on all these things, and then we had to realize
Mhm.
we can't do everything. We have to be
Right.
we have to be strategic with what we decide to take on, and make sure that we give ourselves enough time to do it all.
I've got one more question. I'm gonna toss it over to Janisha and then back to Tiffany. And so, do you travel a lot? And do you get some of your ideas from traveling, going to
I
different
don't
places?
Yeah, I don't get to travel a lot. Not right now, but I do love to travel, and I do love being in different places so that I can just learn about different cultures. So Memphis has its
Mhm.
own culture, and I love it, and I'm so used to it. But I love to be um, like in the desert, or I've gone to the Grand Canyon to just like be in spaces where I can be around different cultures and see different just different sights and scenes.
Well, I said one more question. I do have one more here. Memphis is rich in culture itself. Do you
Hmm.
get any ideas of the place of Memphis? And I know you said you love Memphis, you love your city. Do you
Hmm.
get any ideas from your own city
Oh yeah.
of being in your own city?
I think that the last project that my sister and I did, I keep bringing up this Shelby County government project because we were able to do A to Z. So it's like being at the Civil Rights Museum, the National Civil Rights Museum. So that was in, and then um, we had Kings for K, and so that was Martin Luther King, and
Mm-hmm.
BB King and also Elvis. um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, we included him in there too, and so being able to like just immerse myself in the culture and going around to all the sites because it we included photos in addition to the illustrations. So being seeing our bridge and um, our just all of the different buildings and going to different events and including the community. They were the ones that helped submit what they wanted to see in the books, and so we were just able to just bring it all together and put it all together. But there was a lot of voices. There was a lot of voices. So once you start bringing in the community, and there's a chair, um, there's just all kinds of people that are putting their 2 cents in. So that's where
Mm-hmm.
some of the it makes it a little more difficult. But by the end of it, we were all just in love with what was created, and um, so I just I'm grateful for that project because of how much I do love my city and I love my community.
Excellent. Tanisha?
I was going to mention again that I'm excited that you're able to work with your sister. I think that's wonderful too as well. So kudos to you for that. I had a couple more questions. Probably got 4 or 5 questions, but I like to talk a lot. So,
No,
Oh,
take your
um,
time. Take your time.
um, like your name, how did you get that name? Like, what inspired you to to call your press that name, Kufani?
well, it's this also goes to my sister. She was
Okay,
the one who decided on the name. It's a Swahili term,
okay,
and
okay.
um, it means parallel,
Mhm,
equal.
mhm.
That's the way that like we want it to fit into the publishing world.
Okay,
It's like we are equals, we are parallel, we are, and then it also describes how we work together. Like we are um, very different. We have a lot of similarities, but we are different. But we are parallel, and we consider ourselves equal. So that's where the term Kofani came from.
it's a very powerful name. So do you use any type of AI tools or anything like that? I know you mentioned some type of software. Do you ever use those type of AI tools to help you with your illustrations? And I was going to ask you about Canva books and profits and promoting and just different things too as well.
Okay. So for our children's books, we haven't used any AI. I've started using AI to help me with like sometimes getting proportions right. I need to be able to see it, and and AI is pretty quick with like if I say I want to see a
Yeah.
line, a line of children of different heights and different shapes and different ethnicities, and with a teacher standing over here, and it will give me that, and so I'll have something to work with. But as far as like actually using it for something that would be in a children's book, we have not. It'll all be original.
Mhm.
Okay. And then, of course, when you're on Facebook, they run these little ads, these little prompts that say that you can make money, creating your own Canva ebook. And then do you do things like that? And how do you promote that? Like, is that
No,
possible? And, what's the
I would
steps to that
I would
too?
think so. Yeah, I've seen them too. I haven't done any, but I know it's a popular thing. I know that um these tools, I mean, it's changed from when I was in school. Like I started school in 1998. And so
Okay.
what the things that have changed and the way these
Hmm.
programs make it easier. Canva
Hmm.
makes it easier. I'm all for it. I am like, do what you need to do. Um, uh, with the use of AI, I know that sometimes controversial. I do feel that like if it's something that like for us for the children's books, that's always going to be like us and our original content. But when you're working with trying to create a flyer or some other thing, and you can get some help, I've definitely used AI to create a flyer or to modify parts of it so that it will um, be something that we can use to promote our business. Like Like if that's something that people don't like, I'm sorry. I'm
Mhm.
all for being able to use it to for marketing purposes and to help promote businesses.
Okay, this is my second to last question. What is one of the largest projects you actually worked on as far as like illustrations? Is that from the A to Z, or have you worked
Yeah.
on larger projects than that?
That's one of them. One of the other ones that we did, we partnered with another nonprofit that reached out to us. We have like a special set of skills where my sister's the writer and I'm the illustrator, and so we work together to work on curriculum for um, a nonprofit that promotes literacy in schools. And so we ended up having uh, over 150 decodable readers. It's like little small little books that teachers can print out. So we provide the PDF file so that the teachers can print out a lesson, and it may be something like the cat and the rat or something like that, and it'll be things like that. But not just I should say it was more so there were some simple ones like the cat and the rat, but it was also uh, about like a young boy going to the barbershop in Memphis, like having that's part of the place based work that we do is trying to have stories where the characters are relatable. And so the young readers who get them, they're like, oh yeah, I go to the barbershop, I get my hair cut like that. Or being able to see, like we did some for the Civil Rights Museum. So being able to do these readers and then they can go to the place that the reader is about. And it kind of helps them just get that joy of reading.
Okay, because I grew up on green eggs and ham or something like that, and Dr. Seuss books too. So that's what I grew up on. So I'll tell you my
Hmm.
age a little bit. So
No, we
yeah,
did too.
yeah,
We
yeah,
did
Charlie
too.
Brown, those things
Yes.
like that too as well.
Hmm.
So that's what I can compare you
Love
to
Charlie
from my
Brown.
timeline too. Yeah, Charlie
Oh.
Brown. So this is my last question because it ties into what we just discussed earlier. So what impact do you hope to make for young readers and the communities in the years ahead, like in the future? What's your impact that you hope to make
Yeah.
in the future?
Yes. So, um, in my bio, I mentioned that we just started our nonprofit, Confining Kids, and so with that,
Hmm.
that is like the opportunity for us to have we have different segments of um, what we're trying to do with that nonprofit. So we have opportunities for kids to get books at um, little free libraries. So we have these structures built that we're having built throughout the city where they can go and pick up. They can drive. Well, their parents will drive them up, or they can walk up and get a book. And then we also have um, books that we've partnered with a nonprofit Urban Child Institute, and we're putting books in different locations. So um, we have adopted some sites in laundromats and some clinics where there's also books, and they can not only read while they're waiting, but they can take the book with them. Um, and then we have what we call 901 Kids Fest. So the area code in Memphis is 901, or Shelby County as well, 901. And so we have the 901 Kids Fest where kids come. We have authors, we have youth vendors, so young kids selling the things that they make. And so it's things like that. We're really just trying to go from not just creating books, but really working in the community to try to um, help these kids like get motivated to read.
I'm so proud of you guys. I just
Oh,
love what you're
well,
doing for
thank
the community.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you. I
love it.
appreciate that.
Very good.
And thank
Tiffany?
you to the Swings and Grooves, because
That's all right.
throughout the years, just been so supportive. So thank you,
Yeah,
Opa.
this is cool. Well, this is why I'm gonna toss it over to Tiffany. But April, this is why we created this podcast, because I had a show in California called Groove Talk Radio,
Mm,
and it was basically regional, right? And we weren't reaching people around the country and around the world like we were, even though the
Mhm.
station reaches around the world, but we just weren't getting the word out. And so I was uh, written up. I had a write up in a Southern Soul magazine, and had on my groove gear. And so Rock and LA Grad reached out to me to congratulate
Mhm.
me. I said, wow, how sweet is that? So what happened? I called up, got in contact with Rock, never met her personally. I had never met Tiffany until recently personally, but I met her, Tanisha, I met her personally as well. And we started talking because I was going to have Rally Grad on one of my networks, one of my
Mhm.
platforms. And so we started talking a little bit, and I said, why do we start another show right here since I moved back to the East Coast? And we came up
Mm.
with Groove Swing Speaks. And the whole objective is to connect the dots, let grooves and swings around the world let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. And so we're
Yeah.
in episode 114. Is that right, Tiffany? I think it's 114.
Thank you. Maybe something like that. 114, 115,
Yeah.
one of them. That's we up there.
You said one of them. Okay, what do you have for April?
Okay. So I know earlier I asked you, what was one of the hardest thing that you have, had to do so far, and you had mentioned, doing like illustrating um, children's books and stuff. Have you thought about doing film?
I have not. Um, the the closest thing so far, I've just recently worked um, with someone who is animating some of the characters that my sister and I have worked on, and so seeing that has kind of inspired me to be like, maybe we can see some of our work actually turn into a little animation, um and so no, I haven't really thought about film, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I need to give it some thought.
Yeah, I mean that could be something too. Like y'all could create a short, especially like using AI. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Since you have
right.
your characters and she has the story and stuff, and pretty
Yeah.
much the work will be kind of done. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. You giving me something, I'm gonna tell her. I'll be like, what do you think about this? Because that would be something very, very cool for us, especially when we're going to events and something for the kids to see, like on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because kids attention spans, can vary. And so
Yes.
I know that the digital world is moving more so into verticals now, what they call verticals. So instead of like,
Oh
your
yes.
short films, yeah, so I was thinking like
Right.
maybe that could be something that
Mm.
you all could, look into as well.
Yeah,
Little
that'd be
short five,
great
10 minute
for
things.
social media
Mhm.
too. Like we really haven't had a chance to think that far, but you're definitely giving me some ideas that would maybe help us to gain some more following on social media. I'm gonna talk to her
Mhm.
about that. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I think also let's see, I do have a question here from one of the sisters. Rod says, tell her Raleigh Grad wants to know how Keisha Kane is doing today.
Yes. Yes. So I love rock. Uh we our first book was Keisha Kane and Her Very Sweet Tooth.
Mm,
Um and we did an event. I think it was a mentor event that they had. It's been a long time, so I can't remember exactly what it was about, but I just know that we traveled. They took such good care of us. We had great time with the kids, read the book. And
Mhm.
Keisha Kane, we need to have the sequel where she has a little brother. And so that is the next book. My sister is on me to go ahead and get that done. So yes, the next Keisha Kane is doing great, and she needs to come with another with her little brother. and they'll be both on the cover. So on Keisha Kane and Her Very Sweet Tooth, got she's dark skinned, big afro puffs. She's eating a chocolate chip cookie. So that was what started it all for Kafani Press. And so ever
Okay.
since, like I said, Swings and Grooves have been so supportive. So I just want to say thank you again.
Mhm.
Oh, that's sweet. Let me ask you, do people, you may have already mentioned this, you said that you guys would travel sometimes, and people, you guys have a website where people can purchase from as well?
Yes. We
Mm,
It's kafanipress.com. Um, I don't know what all we have left in stock, to be honest with you. So
mhm.
going to kafanipress.com and some stuff may show sold out, but that's where to get the books.
Okay, my other question off of that is, do you know if you and or your sister are coming to nationals? And I was asking that because maybe that's something that maybe you can bring a few copies there to, you know,
I
show off as
know,
well.
I know. I don't know if I will be. I have a family reunion, so um, I have to see if I can work that out. Not sure yet.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's what I got so far. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you
This,
all. Thank you for having me.
what a small world. Keisha Kane, I remember seeing her on T. Wasn't she on TV not too long ago? I've certainly seen her on social media, but I believe she was
Maybe.
interviewed, and I forgot which show it was. I can't think of that, but this is so ironic. What a small world! And I wanted to know if you had worked with her, and you have.
Well, you mean
Uh,
the
the book, Sweet Tooth.
yeah, yes, I didn't know. I didn't know if it had been on TV. If nobody told me,
Yeah,
so
she's been on TV. I know I've certainly seen her on social media, and I forgot the show.
but
What is
there is someone named Keisha Kane.
Keisha Kane.
There is someone, I think her name is Keisha Kane Bishop, but she's if you know the track runner Noah Lyles, his mom's name is Keisha Kane Bishop. So I've been thinking I need to get her a copy of the book because she might get a kick out of that.
Oh, outstanding, outstanding. Now, tell us. Oh, now let me ask you. You are a graphic arts instructor. What's the youngest person that you work with, and what is the oldest person you work with?
Well, in the list of all of my jobs that I've had in my career, I did teach graphic arts, or they called it graphic arts, but it's basically graphic design. I
Hmm.
taught it at Southwest Community College, which is in
I see.
Memphis. So they were the intro classes. So they were like 17, 18, 19 year olds.
Hmm.
But then my sister and I have also worked with, uh, I would say probably about third to sixth grade. We did a summer camp a couple years ago, working with them
Hmm.
and helping them to create their own children's books. And so when we started with them, we worked with them to come up with the title and what they want their stories to be about. They worked on their own illustrations. We ordered some blank books off of Amazon
Hmm.
and and let them like create the books, and then we had a book show at the end of the summer camp. Um and so they were able to show off their hand drawn work. It was just one of those things that um is just a good memory for me because I love to see them be creative and see their work go from just a thought to actual
Hmm.
something they can hold in their hands.
Hmm. Now, did you get to? Did you? Now, I can see you now. Now, and did you discover some talent? You said, "Wow, this person really could turn this into a career if after they develop a little bit, a little bit more. So did you see something like that that says, "Wow, this child has what it takes"?
We definitely do. We definitely do. There's some talented children, and like I've mentioned a couple times, like for them to be able to see us helps them. Like it helps
Hmm.
them to say, "I can do this too," and that is um, something that we are trying to like foster with the nonprofit is to be able to help them get through different stages of learning from their youngest stages of just learning the ABCs. Like you have to start there,
Hmm.
just learn your ABCs, then getting to the point where you're reading, you're writing, you're drawing, like it's steps to it. So we're just we're trying to get involved in each one of those little steps and helping them get to the point where if they really want to go for it, that we can have some advice for where they might want to go or what classes they need to take and summer programs to get involved in. That's kind of lead them along the way.
Hmm. I'm going to talk to Tanisha in a minute. Now, do you go around to different schools and give workshops or community centers or anything like that?
We have if there's an event, uh, a lot of times we partner with other nonprofits. So there's a lot of nonprofits in the city that focus on literacy, that are just doing great things in the community. And so while we're small and learning and growing, we do a lot of partnering with them. So if they have an event, they'll ask us to come out, maybe um, have a session or working with children. It could be any one of those things. So we have definitely done that throughout the years, and we have some coming up. We have things that are still being worked out, and we'll have a busy summer.
Hmm. Tanisha?
So April, up, my sister's name is April, by the way, too, as well.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah, it's awesome. It's like, I love my sister. So I think it's great that you all are able to work together, you and Ashley.
Hmm.
I was going to ask you from up to this point, I know you have additional projects you're going to work on this summer, but what projects have you worked on in the past 20 years that you have enjoyed the most in your career? I'm not sure if anybody asked that question.
Oh, it's it's crazy to say that the ones that have been the hardest are the ones that I love the most. So I will always have a special place in my heart for Keisha Kane because that was the first thing that we did together, and that is kind of like the launching pad of what it has become now. And um, so I would definitely say like the children's books and seeing, as I mentioned before, seeing the kids holding the books in their hands, um, and and being excited about reading, like it's just nothing like that. So I would say those are the things that I've gotten the most excitement about.
And I have one more question. Have you ever thought about having like a book and then like have a doll baby that actually goes with that book? Like, I'm always thinking like that, like, where you
Yes,
have like a
we act.
storyteller.
I know we actually did
Mhm.
have a doll, and
Okay.
some people may have it. It was back in 2000, probably 13 or 2014, 2013, 2014. We had um, a toy manufacturer reach out to us to create a doll, and
Okay.
unfortunately that company went out of business. So it caught they took care of creating the dolls. We just had to have people to buy them, and so there wasn't any investment on our part, which is uh, great. But when we looked into doing dolls ourselves, like you really have to spend a lot to get, because you have to get a bulk amount, unless you want to pay a lot of money to get smaller amounts. So yeah, so we did have a little Keisha Kane doll, and there's probably
Mm.
there's about 300 or 400 people who probably still have them, because that's how many that were made. There's only about 300 or 400 that were made.
That's the collectors right there.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe if we grow, we can get that back, because we'll be able to purchase them ourselves. But yes, we do have a little Keisha Kane.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Fascinating. Oh, we only have a few minutes left to go, and I wanted to show you something. We had another cartoon illustrator on by the name of P.J. Jones, Tanisha and Tiffany. I'm sure you remember him, and maybe this will give you some ideas going forward. And let's see, the first one is just a cartoon that he did, and the next three I'm going to show you were created by a songwriter and singer by the name of Jenda Harris, and she used AI, and she took it from this. So I'm going to show you this real quick, and perhaps this can help you out a little bit. Not that you need any help, but let me share this with you.
Hey, did you guys hear that sound?
What sound?
The buzz.
My bad, that was probably from my headphones. Just listening to the buzz while I work.
Seems like those guys like it too.
That explains what I heard earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Listening to the buzz while I work.
I'm jamming with Wild Will on Studio W Buzz. Catch the buzz.
Follow locked in with Wild Will on the buzz, keeping the energy high all afternoon.
Tune in to StudioWBuzz.com, your 24/7 source for fresh music, hot talk, and everything buzzing. Catch the buzz.com. You're locked in to StudioWBuzz.com. Catch the buzz anywhere you stream. StudioWBuzz.com. Catch the.
And we use that quite a bit, you know. And so perhaps you can take some ideas from that. But anyway, we've got 3 minutes left to go. What would you like for the audience to know that we didn't get a chance to ask?
Well, I would take this opportunity to let you know anytime that you are in the Memphis area, you're welcome to shout me out, and I can either point you in the right direction or let you know some great places to go. I want to just encourage anyone who is not just about writing books or illustrating, but if you have any type of passion project or thing that you're really wanting to do, I still have to tell myself to just do it, to just like go ahead and start. And it's just better to have started than to be years and years go by and you're still wishing that you'd gone ahead and started. So it's something that I have to tell myself too, on things that I'm working on, is to go ahead and start it, and don't let the doubt get in the way of your goals. And to just say thank you again for having me. I feel honored that you would want to talk to me about these things. So,
absolutely.
I love my brothers and sisters. So thank you.
The pleasure is ours. I'm sure Tanisha and Tiffany will agree with that. The pleasure is all ours. I thoroughly enjoyed this, April, and you will be hearing from us again. I promise you, my sister. And guys, thank you so much. Tanisha, Tiffany, brilliant as always. And guys, thank you so much. This is episode 114 of Groove Swing Speaks, and I'm going to leave out with this.
You're locked in to StudioWBuzz.com. Catch the buzz anywhere you stream. StudioWBuzz.com.
For your daily listening pleasure, download from your Apple App Store or Android Play Store Studio W. All platforms include music, talk, sports, global and economic news. Mondays is Monday Night Madness. Tuesday, Blues Swing Speaks. Wednesdays, World on Finance and Cultural Excellence. Thursday, Soul to Soul. Sit down with the latest songbird, Jenda Harris, at 6 p.m. and at 8. Mad Mike and Wild Will, Coast to Coast. Fridays, All Day Music. Saturday, the Studio W Sports page, EAW Ministries. On Sundays, we have Hope is Alive and Sunday Night Go. Enjoy. Download that app, Studio W. I want to groove. Guys,
StudioWBuzz.com, your 24/7 source for fresh music, hot talk, and everything buzzing. Catch the buzz.
All right. Hey, guys, keep it locked right here